Good morning and happy Sunday. It's September the 18th, 2022, and it's your boy Ray G, one half of the Wake Up Crew here to talk some prop plays over on PrizePicks. If you're new to the channel, we don't make you pay for picks. We just talk through the data, talk through the plays. Hit a thumbs up button, like, subscribe to content. Let me know what you're rocking with below in the comments. Quick recap. Last week, we talked about 4 touchdown plays. Christian McCaffrey, Aaron Jones, James Conner, and Alvin Kamara went 2 for 2 last week. Kamara got hurt, rib injury. He did nothing. There were goal line opportunities there for him. He did not go over half a touchdown, nor did Aaron Jones, who only had 4 carries going into the fourth quarter. So I don't feel bad about the process at all. Green Bay had multiple goal line opportunities, and they decided to give the ball to A.J. Dillon. A.J. Dillon stuffed once at the goal line. He punched one in later on. James Conner did nothing that game, but he did get in the end zone, and so did Christian McCaffrey. Not much in the receiving or rushing game, but both of those players hit. Alvin Kamara nor Aaron Jones hit last week. But don't feel bad about any of the processes on those plays. Today, we got a couple of other players I want to look at, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I've been looking at some things and looking at the odds over on some of the different sports books, and I've been talking to some different people in the industry, and I think there's a little bit of an edge over here on PrizePicks with some of the tackle and assisted tackle prop plays. So we're going to take a look at those today. You see Michael Thomas is on the thumbnail. I got him locked in at 4.5, more than 4.5 receptions. The line moved within the last 10 minutes of recording this video. So now it moved up from 4.5, which was like 190, 169 on Caesar Sportsbooks, and now it's sitting at 5 receptions. Don't hate it at 5. I hate those whole numbers, but a push does not kill you in PrizePicks, which is great, right? It just drops your winnings down. So if you were good at 4.5 and you're okay with the push, if he ends up with 5, then you could rock with it. I just like the number a lot better at 4.5. So if you were able to lock that in on PrizePicks at Michael Thomas, more than 4.5 receptions, good for you. But let's take a look at the board and what we got. And there you go. I put it up there. Michael Thomas, more than 5 receptions. Again, I had it at 4.5. I don't love it at 5, but I mean, we needed 5 anyway to get the win at 4.5. So let's go to some of the tackles and assisted tackle plays. And I want to talk about Kame. It's Kame Grugier-Hill, the linebacker from the Houston Texans. Right now on PrizePicks, they have his tackles and assisted tackles at 8.5. On the books, you've got some places on Caesars you can get minus money. On the books at 9.5 tackles versus Denver. You know, Denver's going to want to throw the ball all over the field. They got 2 competent running backs. Grugier-Hill in week 1 was all over the place. I believe he had, let's take a look. Let's go to props.cash and take a look. I believe he had close to 18 total tackles. Yeah, 18 tackles. Played all 92 snaps in that game, and we know that game went to overtime versus the Indianapolis Colts, but he's playing all the snaps at Mike Backer versus a team that wants to move the ball and want to put up a better performance than they had last week versus the Seattle Seahawks. I like this at 8.5 on PrizePicks. Give me the more on Grugier-Hill, 8.5 tackles and assisted tackles. Jordan Brooks quickly becoming just a tackle monster. The weather in San Francisco is supposed to be awful, really, really bad in San Francisco. They just can't catch a break, the 49ers. A lot of rain, a lot of wind, so it's probably going to be a ground game, right? We know that the 49ers are absent. They're starting running back Elijah Mitchell. You're probably going to see a lot of Deebo Samuel, Jeff Wilson, Trey Lance running the ball. Now, the books has Jordan Brooks at 9.5, which I would have preferred Brooks at 9.5, just like the books, but it's juiced to the over right now, and he's playing a ton of defensive snaps for Jordan Brooks. Again, quickly becoming one of the best young linebackers in the game. Really like this number for Brooks. Again, not a fan of whole numbers, but I think you can lock in more than 10 tackles for Jordan Brooks in this matchup. Some of the best odds on the slate for this particular prop. These particular props are Patrick Queen. And if you go over to Caesars, you can find Patrick Queen. Let's use FTN's prop shop. Really love their prop shop. Take a look at everything over there. Let's take a look at Patrick Queen's tackles and assists today. If it will work, I'm pumping it up. Here we go. Patrick Queen, 6.5 on the books. Caesars, you can get a minus 204. Plus money to the under, minus 137, minus 136. And then we got minus 135. Looking at Patrick Queen and what he did in week 1. Played 84 snaps in Baltimore's opening game versus the Jets. He He had 8 tackles and assists. He gets Miami Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, a lot of short routes. Jalen Waddle doing his thing across the middle. Chase Evans trying to get the running game going a little bit. I kind of like Patrick McQueen's tackles and assists more than 6.5 over on PrizePicks. So let's go ahead and put that one up as we're talking through it. Patrick Queen, 6.5. Still there. You can get that. So Brooks, Queen, Grugier, Hill, like both of those. And the last one I want to talk about is John Johnson, the safety for the Cleveland Browns, right here at 4.5 tackles and assists versus the Jets. Let's see what John Johnson is over here. Looked it up a little bit earlier. Let's go. Let's just type it in so we can find it quickly. John Johnson, 4.5 on the books. He had 7 in week 1, playing almost all the defensive snaps, right? He's out there the entire time, secondary versus the Jets. I don't know what the Jets are going to do. Trying to get the ball to Michael Carter and Breece Hall quite a bit. 4.5, this line right here is juiced to the over. Let's see. Let's go to FTN's prop shop and just double check, right? Let's see what we can find the pricing for John Johnson at. There it is, -169 on Caesars. Even money, even lines right here across the other books at -114 over 4.5. This one would be like the one I would leave off if you wanted to keep one off. John Johnson, I really like Grugier, Hill, Jordan Brooks, and Patrick McQueen more than their projected tackle and assisted tackle totals here on the slate. I was waiting for see if they would put Jalen Ramsey up, and doesn't look like we're going to get Ramsey. On the books, he's at 3.5. We'll see if that comes out later. Minka Fitzpatrick was also somebody I liked. I took him on a slip. I'm not going to recommend him as a core play, but I do like Minka Fitzpatrick today versus New England, who we all know that offense is is not very good. They want to run the ball. They don't have a lot of downfield weapons. Fitzpatrick was all over the place week 1. -128 to the over. Got a lot of juice to the under on this one. Again, I'm not going to touch it versus the Pats. It's just a slowed down offense. Probably not going to be on the field a ton for Minka Fitzpatrick, but he's a damn good player. He's going to be out there the whole time, but that's not probably the money play. Yvonne Holland was another one, but they bumped his up from 4.5 to 5. He's heavily juiced to the over on the books at 4.5. Pete Warner, quickly. Let's just talk about Pete Warner versus Tampa Bay real quick because he's quickly becoming one of the top linebackers in the league. He had 13 tackles in week 1, playing 61 of 75 snaps. Tampa Bay, down Chris Godwin. Mike Evans, maybe not 100%. And Leonard Fournette looking like he's doing damage on the ground this year. Pete Warner, another one of those if you wanted a YOLO flex play on a game that should be really competitive, 7.5. Juice to the under on the books, so not gonna recommend it as a core play, but just wanted to run through Pete Warner real quick. But the 3 that I really like, Grugier, Hill, you're getting a free tackle or 2 assisted tackles here with the book line being at 9.5, and we're getting it at 8.5. Jordan Brooks, 9.5, we get it at 10, but the conditions and what San Francisco's probably going to try to attack Seattle on the ground with the inclement weather. And then Patrick McQueen, more than 6.5 projected tackles and assisted tackles. That's what we're rocking with today. Let me know what you're playing below. Let me know of these plays, which ones you like. Are you a defensive kind of player, a prop player when you do these things? And let me know what you're rocking with today. So I appreciate you tapping in. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, like the content. Let me know what you're playing below. Enjoy this Sunday's games. Good luck. And if you tell, give them hell. And if we fail, don't bail. We'll be back next week with more. I'm out. Peace.